Oh, welcome like the Dave. Got an issue with my car. The oil performance control circuit stuck off. Performance issue, I say. So I've got to change this sensor. I've taken it out. I've just popped it back in here to show you. So that's where your oil filter sits. This is on a 17 plate 2 litre diesel Mondeo. And just up here is the sensor. So to undo that, it's 27mm. We've got the new sensor here. You don't get a new washer with it for your 60 quid or whatever it was. I think it was £59 for that sensor. It's got a tiny little hole in the end. Make sure you got your washer on. Locate it in the threads, don't cross thread it. Spin it in by hand. So, take my magic spanner that I made. Probably get a socket through the front if need to as well. And just nip it back up. Now these ain't tight. It just literally nips up. A bit like doing up your sump plug, you don't want to over tighten it. I made this for another job, this spanner, not to fit this, otherwise I'd have put a slight crank on it, but I just thought, aha, do the job, just the right length. So, nip it down, like so. Don't hang on it. You'll strip the thread out quite easily. It's very fine, light thread. Get that out. There we go. Right. So plug. Back on there. So you heard it click. And a little yellow tab just clicks back in. There we go. That's back on. Got a new oil filter for it. Lubed the gasket already. Half a turn, then a quarter, so it should be 3/4 of a turn. It should undo quite easily. So you want to spin it up till it stops. Half a turn, and a quarter turn. Just nip it. Shouldn't need any more than that. That's it. That's more than tight enough. And we had a problem with oil filters on these Fords coming undone and leaking. I won't say the brand, but yeah, there's been an issue. We've had a few of them now, including my own one. And when I just got this, I literally went like that, and it wasn't leaking, but it was loose. It just undone real easy. Like any moment now it was gonna go, and I have had it already leak. I've had to nip it up again. So yeah, a real issue. So I've changed for a new make now. So hopefully that will sort the problem. Right, so that's all back in there now. Filters on, switches in. I'm just leaving the oil to drip drain for a while. So the problem I had was a spanner light coming up and going into limp mode. So I completely lost power and was able to drive still, but just reduced power. And it was only when you floored it. So if you went over about 3,500 to 4,000 RPM, and I only found out because I was going up the hill, big long hill, just going out somewhere with my boys. Jumped in the car, shot up the hill, and as I put my foot down, held it a bit longer than usual because I was going up the hill, and yeah, suddenly spanner light on, lost power, and that was that. So, and it'd do it also if you switch it off and on again, it'd reset and it'd be fine. Hold the revs up over 3.5 4 grand, and burr, it'd lose power again, drop back down. So yeah, so there was obviously a fault there. And it looks like, I'm hoping, it was that switch, so we'll find out soon. I'll get some oil back in it and we'll take the revs up and hopefully it's cured it. Okay, so we're all done. I'll reset my oil service just to say that's been done. Settings, vehicle, Oil life. Hold the reset. Successful. Done. Trip. Sorted. Now, let's see what's going on. Fingers crossed we've sorted it. It's revving now, so hopefully it's looking good. Well, so far so good. I'll test it out on the way home, make sure we've got full power. It doesn't do that again, but so far it's looking okay. So I'll give it a drive, get it up to temperature and try it again. Just make sure it's not something that's going to happen when it's hot, you know, as opposed to when it's a bit colder. You know, she's still quite cold at the moment, so all we can do is give it a try, and hopefully that's it. But it's looking good. If I did this the other day, for not long, it on come the spanner light, and the revs dropped to, I think it's about 3,000 RPM. So it wouldn't rev over that, about there. No matter what you've done with your foot, you know, if you put your foot flat to the floor, it still won't go over 3,000. It's limited to stop damage to the engine. So I thought it might have been a DPF blockage or something like that, you know, but no, it wasn't. It was an oil fault. And it looks like it was that pressure switch. So about 50 quid for that, tenner for a filter. There's another £60, you know what I mean? Plus all your oils and everything else that you need. Yeah, she's looking good now, so I'll say she's fixed. Well, there you go. So one oil switch sorted, changed the filter, everything's back to normal, so full power should be restored, and we're not cutting out and going into limpo mode with the spanner light on again. So what we had was, we had a little spanner come up down here, and a big spanner comes up on here, and it says see service manual. No engine mill light, nothing like that, no oil light flashing, so I hadn't lost oil pressure like to the engine. There was no loss of oil. It was just an electrical fault, being that switch basically. But yeah, no actual oil pressure loss at all, so there was no damage to the engine caused, just a faulty sensor. There you go guys, thank you for watching Life of Dave. I'll catch you all next time. Bye for now.